Hey everyone, welcome to my channel. Well, this is all about a new RC plane by E-Flite. It's called the Eratix, and it is an 860mm flat foamy. Now, many of you know I am new to RC planes. I taught myself how to fly them this year, so you're probably wondering, why would I buy a two-dimensional plane that looks like Paper Mario? Well, this is one of the new planes on the market where E-Flite has taken the flat foamy design that's been around forever, they're usually very inexpensive, and turned it into a 3D monster plane. So this is not your grandma's flat foamy. This has a brushless motor up front, which is well tuned for the power that this plane requires. It also has an Avian ESC 15 amp. 15 amps kind of low, but it only takes a little 3S battery, and I'll tell you, it's perfect for the weight ratio of this thing. So just in case you didn't know it had an Avian ESC, they actually wrote it right here, and they also put a high-end Spectrum receiver right here, the AR630. It's got AS3X and SAFE technology in it. All the servos for your ailerons, your rudder, your elevator are all digital servos. But the best thing about this plane is the construction. It's very simple to put together. It'll probably take you 5 minutes to build this. There's no glue required, nothing. A lot of parts snap together or they just screw in place. And they've reinforced a lot of the foam with carbon fiber rods running through, I don't know, you can see it on that tail. You get spots here. I can see it all the way through. These black, every time you see a black line any place, these are carbon fiber rods. And if you look at the bottom of the body, you can see it's a V shape. So it's not flat here. It's actually like a V design here. So that's really secure. And then you can see on the wings, oh my god, I can't even get this in the camera. On the wings here, you can see these spar wing holder thingies that are going all over the place. It's very durable. I've crashed this into the ground nose first and there's no damage on it. So it's not a cheap foamy. It fits in your car quite well. Now it does run on a 3S battery that I'll show you in the video just before I take it out for a flight. And this video is all about me flying it in the snow in the winter time, and I just throw it because you can't run it on the ground in the snow with these little wheels. These little wheels, they need pavement, concrete, or gravel to take off. It can take off in grass as long as it has wind coming at it, because it does have the stall capability, short takeoff and land. It can like sit right there and go sink straight up and come down nicely. You'll see that in the video as I bring it down. So I'm making this video just to tell you, if you're a newbie into RC planes and you want something that will be really good for somebody learning to fly, this is awesome. But the cool thing about this is it's also for professionals. So for somebody like me, I'm not a professional in the RC plane hobby, but I bought this so that I can learn to fly 3D, because this is a 3D plane. And when I take it out of stability mode and put it up high in the sky, I can make it do all sorts of cool little things. I'm just learning right now. And yeah, hopefully by the summer I'm much better. But anyways, check this out. A very cold morning to be flying the E-Flite Eratix. Something a little different today. I have the DJI Mini 3 and it's going to orbit me as I fly this baby. Now, unfortunately, the plane is so light that if I put a camera on it, it throws off the center of gravity no matter how I place the camera. And there's a bit of a wind and it's cold, and I'm not going to put a camera on this one, so I'll just try to keep it close to me and fly it close. Here we go. This is the battery I'm using today. I get about 5 minutes flight with this. This is an 850 milliamp hour 3S LiPo battery. And this battery beautifully connects right up here in the forward section. It's just Velcroed in. Stick that like that. Okay, now one thing you should know is that you cannot usually normally fly planes with wheels in the snow, because what happens, I'm hitting my GoPro on my head. What happens is the wheels get caught, and as the tail lifts, the nose just digs in, and that's exactly what happens with this one. So I'm gonna hand toss it. I'll toss it at the Mini. Here we go. You ready? There we go. Woohoo! I'll bring it back. My hat cam should catch this. There we are. And I'll bring it back so that the little Mini coming around catches it as well. Where are you, Mini? Right there? All right, here we go. I got to monitor two things, the Mini and this plane. Get out of the way. Okay, I don't recommend anybody try this. Operate a drone and a plane at the same time. So I'm just showing you this plane because it's a really good plane if there's not a lot of wind out. It's not designed for windy days. It's very much a beginner and a pro plane. So what I mean by that, it's for a beginner because it's such a nice flyer. Look at this thing here, gliding along. Such a nice flyer. But if you want to do 3D acrobatics or learn how to do 3D, this is the plane for you. Now, I can't do 3D acrobatics because two things. One is I still consider myself a newbie. Second thing is I have gloves on, and I find touching joysticks with gloves on is very difficult. I don't know how people do it and fly in the winter, because for me it's very difficult. So yeah, I'm not very good with the 3D stuff. So even if I try to do it over my head, you won't see it very well. So all of this is just to show you that this is a super awesome plane. If you're a beginner or a pro, you're gonna love this thing. It's such a cool plane. I keep losing where my Mini is, so I don't know how low to dive this down. All right, there it is. The Mini's over there, so I'm gonna bring this down around me. Look at that, eh? Just incredible what you can do with this thing. Such slow flights this morning. Like, it's very cold out. It's like minus 12 degrees Celsius. That's pretty cold. But this thing here flies okay. Also, because of the wheels, you can't land it in the snow like a plane, like on a runway. So you got to stall it in the air. So I don't know if I can do it here. I'm coming over the Mini. There we go. Over the Mini. And I'll show you. I'll stall it right here. There we go. I'm coming. And then what you have to do is lift it up. Oh, I flipped it over because I didn't give enough flare at the end. Normally I get these really well. Oh, Mini's following me again. I still got a few minutes left. The one thing you have to watch out too when you fly planes in the winter is in here I have an Avian ESC. Beautiful spectrum receiver right there, so you don't want to get snow in that area because that's going to mess up your ESC. I got 2 minutes flight left. Don't hit the Mini. I'll bring it close to us again. And there we go. And bring it down over here. I'll try to plop it right in front of me. Really slow, really slow, really slow.
Time remaining.
Slow thoughts. There we go. That's what I wanted to do before. You just like let it fall out of the sky by giving it less and less throttle. Of course, the Mini didn't probably get that because it's over there. The next thing I want to show you is what comes in the box as well as the assembly. I just want to show you how simple it is to put this together. So check this out. This is the box the E-Flite Eratix comes in, and you can see it's very well packaged. First item in the box is the owner's manual with assembly instructions. Next you have the main fuselage, tail horizontal stabilizer, left and right wings, side force generators for the wings, the main wing spar, external wing struts, hardware installation screws, landing gear, main propeller and propeller O-ring. To assemble the plane, simply take the rear horizontal stabilizer, slide it through the tail section, then secure it in place with the included screws. Next, take the elevator push rod and connect it to the rear elevator, and you'll see the operation as such. The left and right landing gear simply slide into position and they will lock in place, and when it's all done it looks like this. Next, take the wing spar and slide it through the indicated hole up front, then slide each wing onto the wing spar, lock each wing into place with the provided screws. After the wings are secured in place, take the control arm and connect it to the forward servo and connect it to the aileron. When it is correctly attached, you'll get this motion. Please note that the side force generators have a left and a right marked clearly on them. That's so that when you put them on the wings, you put them on the left wing or the right wing, you'll know you'll have it right because the graphics on the wings will match the wing force generators nicely. Each wing has a wing strut that can be locked in place with the included screws. When completed, the wing looks like this. The included propeller is slid over the shaft. Make sure the righting is facing outwards. To secure the propeller to the shaft, just take the O-ring and slide it from one screw to the other screw on either side of the shaft. After you bind your radio to the receiver in the plane, then make sure that the elevator, rudder, ailerons, and propeller are all moving in the correct direction. So final thoughts. Easily, this is the cheapest 3D foamy 860mm plane on the market. It's not super expensive, and it's top quality components in this one-dimensional, two-dimensional type plane. So it's a lot of fun. The only thing I'll warn you about is that if there's a lot of wind at your field, then the wind really affects it. You've got to use a lot of throttle to keep it going so it doesn't bounce up and down all over the place, but you could still fly it. Second thing I got to tell you is it's designed for indoors, so if you have some sort of gymnasium near you or open area, you can fly this inside and you can make it turn on a dime so you can have a lot of fun indoors. All right, guys, I'm going to put links to this plane below. Go check it out if you're looking for an inexpensive 3D plane. And if you have any questions on this beautiful plane, well then post your questions below and I'll get back to you. But for now, I say I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up and I'll catch you in a future video with more planes, drones, RC cars, RC boats, RC helicopters. What else do I review? Well, I review everything in the RC hobby. So until then, I say bye.